to show up as always. I know it takes a while. Mm-hmm. I don't think that I'm showing up as live though. Let me check Twitch. Twitch knows I'm live, but like, yeah, it knows I'm live. It just no one has been notified, so I'm going to have to do it myself. Hi. Yeah. Yeah, I have all. The only thing I don't have there is, well, there's a ceramic bucket behind all that stuff, by the way. But like, I was using it someplace else and I forgot to put it back. Okay, now people are getting the notification. Okay. That's nice. Also, I have Twitch on my phone just in case if I need to read comments. It's probably easier for me to do that. I'm going to wait for more peeps to show up so I can tell you what we're doing today. A lot of things are happening today, actually. And the notes are here. Hey, Toya. Hey, Emily. I'm glad you're here. I'm waiting for Ice. Hopefully someone can be Ice. Oh, hi. Also, my banks dried weird today, so this situation is happening. We're going to let it be. Hey, all my peeps are showing up. Hi. Oh, yeah, I was a bit hesitant in the beginning because something is happening today that is kind of sad, but I decided I am going to do the podcast anyway because it's going to help me. Talking to people is going to help me. So I am glad there are peeps in the chat. I'm actually excited for this episode, even though I couldn't do the notes the way I usually do them, but they're here. The notebook is back. So now, thank you. Everyone's support means a lot to me. So I would like to welcome you to today's episode of One More Thing with Fefy, in which I am going to be in rant mode because, like, that just happened. Like, that's a coincidence. It doesn't have to do with the other thing, except there's one part that does kind of have to do with the other thing. I'm going to get to it when I get to it. Thank you. But seriously, like, hanging out with my friends helps a lot, especially since the sadness is kind of friend related. So today I have decided to do an episode that I wanted to do for a while. And this is, and I know you're going to have examples of this as well. So it's going to be hopefully interactive. And it's inspirational nonsense. What I mean by that is, like, when people share something on the internet and it's like, oh my God, you need to see this because it's so heartwarming, or look at me sharing this inspirational quote, but actually the thing they're sharing, or like the thing that is happening that they are showing as something heartwarming is actually super messed up, not actually inspirational, like as a symptom or of something terrible that is happening in society, etc. And I have been thinking about this a lot because it's one of the things that irks me about, like, on Twitter, especially on Twitter, there are a lot that they do that a lot, like. I'm going to cut to the chase immediately. Those news about how, look at this person, they're very poor and they have to walk like I don't know how many miles to work, and someone felt bad for them and finally gave them a car or something. And I'm like, and they're like, look at this. This is such good news, so heartwarming. But, like, is it? That's not actually heartwarming for me, because that person shouldn't have to, like, do that in the first place. Like, if that person got paid well, if that person got treated with respect, they wouldn't have to walk I don't know how many miles to work, and they shouldn't have to, like, I'm all about for helping people, and it's good that we help each other, but people shouldn't have to rely on charity. Like, they should have that help. They should have that help already. Yeah, I went immediately into capitalism bad, but, like, you know what? I am that filthy socialist that your grandpa who watches Fox News warned you about. You're going to have to deal with it. Let me see the comments. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Rufy. Yeah. Like, when they're like, see, we don't need to have this in the government. Like, we can solve it with charity. No. Yeah. Like, everyone should be able to live, and to live in a way that is, like, humane and decent. So. Oh, yeah. Also, something that this is kind of like a tangent, but it's like the same thing. It's like, oh my God, why is this person not going to work? They are so lazy. I go to work with a cold. I go to work with this. I go to work with that. You shouldn't have to go to work sick, you know? Yeah, the whole like, see, it's like this comment from Gabby is like, see, this person, basically people being like, see, this person knows their place. Like, they are poor and they don't want more for their lives. And I'm like, but they should have more for their life, because the life that they have is not good. So that messes me up, because like, oh, in the Discord the other day, I forgot the channel, but Ange shared, was talking about this like feel good whatever video in which children were being told to choose in between like a gift for themselves and a gift for their parents. And I'm like, that is so fucked up. Let me add my eyes. Hello, eyes.
Hello. Oh my God, you came in. I came in when you were talking about that awful, 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 awful video that I didn't even see. Oh my
I
God.
knew you were going to have an opinion on this, because you are a person who cares a lot about children as well, and helps them in any way you can. So
That
yeah,
is like traumatizing. That is like shit you're gonna have to talk to in therapy if you can ever afford it in your life.
yeah, that is incredibly messed up, and I absolutely hate it. And I don't know why people are like, ah, but this is so sweet. It's
No,
not sweet. You're traumatizing a kid. Like, I don't care if you don't like kids. Like, stop talking like a serial killer about them. Yeah, this is the comment from Gabby that ties to that as well. Like, oh my God, like this kid this has a business and they're selling stuff to like help the other kids like eat or something. And I'm like, adults should be handling that. The government should be handling that, not a child. The child should be out playing. They should
oh,
be studying. They should be doing child stuff. They shouldn't have to front the responsibility or the cost of something for other people, like their family or other kids. Like, adults should be the ones doing the thing.
Frogs is here, and the people are saying the things. Rufy says the humble, poor, disabled person.
Yeah, I am going to talk about that as well.
Toya says, oh yeah, that was disgusting. So gross. And Frog says hello, and everyone says hello
Hi.
back to Frogs.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that I have a lot of peeps here, and that you all agree with that stuff. Like, that stuff like irks me, because it's like, see, if you want stuff, you have to work hard, because capitalism. And I'm like, yeah, but
I live
shouldn't
here.
have to. A kid shouldn't have to do that. Hey, Erin, like, kids shouldn't have to do that. Like, they should be at school. They should be playing. They should be doing stuff. That's like stuff for their age. Like, the system should be the one that changing, instead of them doing something, doing like a sacrifice.
Olivia is here, scientist in makeup. She says hi. And Frog said kids should indeed be kids.
Hi, Olivia. Yeah. So when people are like, look at this child, they're raising money for this and that, and I'm like, why couldn't, like, if you're going to have to end up relying on charity, why couldn't the rest of the community do that? At least, like, why couldn't you like call the mayor or something? I don't know. My bangs are annoying me. By the way,
Your hair looks nice, and the eyes, and the whole thing, the earrings, everything, as
yeah,
usual.
I need a you know I Mo, you know what's happening later. I needed a I needed a bit of a boost.
And what a boost it is.
I did bicon eyes. You see,
Yes.
I'm trying to make a statement.
Statement received.
Yeah. So that's a thing that's going to happen. So yeah, those stories on the internet annoy the ever living daylights out of me. So yeah, I put stories of people who are struggling, receiving charity, and also stories of children helping people who are struggling.
We have a
Oh,
comment.
from Toya.
Toya says, it actually weirds me out when people do these good deeds and videotape and post it everywhere. I used
Mm-hmm.
to think, ooh, so heartwarming. But I'm also like, did this person want to be all over the internet? Could
Yeah.
the deed be done without everyone knowing?
Oh, sorry, it jumped. Yeah, like you can
Irene,
tell people it could be.
Irene wants to know, what are we talking about?
We're talking about inspirational nonsense stuff in the news that is posted as heartwarming or like so sweet or like so inspirational, but that is actually a reflection of things being super messed up in the world or a harmful idea, you know.
And Gabby says, like, sometimes I feel like a view it feels like a view, and it's more of image of looking like a good person instead of
Yeah,
acting like a good
it's
person.
like, look at me, I am so, that's why. And I feel like when people were talking about like everyone having healthcare, everyone having education stuff, um, people would be like, well, if the poor people, if there's poor people, that's why there are churches. If there's poor people, that's why there's charity. But here's the thing: charity, in a lot of cases, for these people, is like a thing that they do to look good. It's not a thing that is good that they do. It's a thing that they do to look good. Like, we had a fire a few streets away from us last week, and we helped, but we didn't feel the need to record it or anything. You know, like you can do it without plastering it everywhere. Like, people helping people is great, but a lot of people care more about optics than they care about the actual thing.
Rufy says, oh, we are Olivia. Olivia says, I hate how a lot of Americans go to poor communities in Central America and take photos with the kids.
Ooh, the whole I went to a poor country to show how good I am. Oh my God, that. And people are like, oh my God, so and so is such a good person. And I'm like, why,
And
why would you do that?
Laurie says, I'm horribly cynical. Gabby says, this is me, but church's charity always feel like an exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, we give you all this charity concert to our religion, and I know it's not always the case.
Yeah, like it's not always the case, but like in the States with all those churches that you have, that is like, give me money if you don't want to go to hell. It kind of can feel like that, honestly.
And Rufi says, Lori, I was just going to poll you. Irene says, I say this all the time, but my people. Uh,
Hmm.
Oli- um, Toya agrees with Olivia, and Gabby says, it reminds me of colonialism, charity, and vacation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's definitely something that gives me very weird vibes. Very weird vibes. Okay, let me see what else I have in my notes. Let me see if I want. Ooh, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. The next point, the next thing that annoys me, and this is something that annoys me personally. There are two things that annoy me personally because they have. Let me see the comment.
Rufi says, I think churches need to be careful how they do things because sometimes it's definitely an exchange.
Yeah, yeah,
And
totally
and
reads like that in a lot of
as
cases.
Fefy's resident religious scholar, when we used to do charity with my church, we used to do it separate from evangelism. Like the
Hmm.
day we went to give food, you just
Hmm.
went to give food. If they
Hmm.
asked you to pray with them, then you would pray with them, but you didn't give them food and then ask them to pray with them. You were just like, hi, how you doing? Here's what we bring for you. Do you need anything else? If this is not enough, let us know. We'll find you stuff you need if you need anything else, and then just go.
Hmm.
um Gabby says also a lot of things, good stories are also framed like don't complain about our country system because we have it good enough not to be in their shoes.
Yeah, like look at these other kids in this other country. It's like the thing, uh, the whole like, oh, eat your food because kids are hungry somewhere else, and I'm like, you're just using that as an example to make yourself feel good.
And
Not someone like no.
this person who Varwardin, they have another name. What would you like us to call you? Let us know and we'll call you that. Did
April,
I
is that
miss
you?
huh?
That's April, right?
Oh, that's their name, April. I couldn't remember. I am very bad with names.
Yeah,
You know,
I forgot because I couldn't read. My eyes
oh,
betrayed me.
that is why I am here. But together we make a super team. Did I miss the church talk? Because churches around here can be absolutely weird about charity.
Yeah, like the whole they have to tie the charity with the evangelism, like Moses. It's not a thing. Like you have to keep the things separate because sometimes you can alienate people who actually need the help, and that's not the idea. If you want to be able to help as many people as possible.
Olivia says also sometimes charities end up hurting the local economies of the communities.
Yeah, because they don't ask the people what they actually need. They like insert a solution for something that is actually not the problem. Maybe
Bethany says that's how we do it also, Mo.
that's
And Ruby says, Olivia, I'm interested to hear about that more too. April says, yes, that's me. Now I get it. Emily says, yes, that's April. Okay, they're having now a discussion about is that April?
yeah. Hey April, sorry I didn't because my eyes are very bad. Are very bad. So
And the eyes brain is not doing well today.
it's okay. You do a lot of things. You're prepared. You're doing happy holidays, so it's okay.
April says people in my area always tie the charity to the evangelism. And Emily says, Feffy, your earrings.
Thank you. I love these earrings. I got them in a little store close to where there's a lot of protests, so I don't know if that store is still open, but I love them.
And
And they're
April
comfortable as
says,
well, which is surprising.
it's fine. My eyes are also bad. I get it. And Emily says, brain is mush. I feel that more.
Yeah, my brain is mashed because things are happening, but after this, so you know.
And April says, you can't go to a dinner for the community or anything without a prayer and a message.
Ooh, yeah.
And Emily says, I love them so much. Moon and stars are such a wonderful theme.
Yeah, I love everything space, moon, stars. I am I am a great value magical girl.
And she says, life is hard, brain is mush, but I love all of you.
Aw,
Aww.
love you too.
Gabby
Okay.
says, moon and stars are LGBTQIA icons.
I mean, I
And
do. I'm wearing my bicon eye look. So absolutely.
also, the highlighter is really nice. Or is it a glowy blush? Whatever's going on there.
I did both. I did both actually.
Um, Emily, oh wait, Rufy says when the charity and the evangelism are not intertwined, that's the ticket. Thanks y'all for recording the things I can't.
Yeah.
Emily says thank you. Irene is like more moon and staffing stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
I love it.
Gabby says y'all I'm working hardly working.
Yeah,
And
it's Monday. It's Monday.
Toya said love you too, Emily.
Yeah, we'll love you, Emily. I was going to say, well, it's Monday and it's hot, but I don't even know what weather you're in the other hemisphere, so
It's hot, but also my
I
body
mean,
is quitting.
you're in Saint Lucia, so it's different because it's hot
Yes.
over there. Like it's like the same, pretty much the same temperature as here, and for me that's hot. Oh, also, we have to have all our windows closed because there was a wasp trying to get in my apartment.
Oh dear. Rufy says not recording, expressing.
It's okay, Rufy. I understood.
Emily says it's chilly and pouring rain. I want bed. Lacey says class is finally over. Hey everyone, fuck wasps.
Hi, Lacey. Yes.
Laurie says go to bed, Emily. And Ruthie says lol Gabby. Frogs actually got frost.
Ooh.
Olivia took today off. It's pouring, and all I've done is answered and sent emails. And everyone is saying hi. Um, Emily says she has to work, and Rufy's asking what happened, and that's how we know she's Eeyore's mother. Emily is glad Olivia took the day off. Irene had a virtual interview and got retested, and then she gets retested for COVID.
Oh, I hope everything goes well, Irene.
April says it's 25 degrees Fahrenheit and cloudy. They expect snow.
Ooh, yeah, that's cold. That's cold. Here it's I don't have the Fahrenheit though. I don't know why I can do it on this phone. It is extremely rude. It is no, that's not the actual temperature that it is. Don't lie to me. It's 31 Celsius. So that's like in the 90s, you know?
That's very hot.
Yeah. And inside my room, let me tell you about my it's like it's inside my room is usually like between 5 and 10 degrees more, so I am melting. I don't know how I'm able to communicate at this moment, but we're doing it. It's happening.
I have upgraded to glasses. Um, Laurie
Yeah, let
says
me
it's
go around.
26 Fahrenheit. Toya has thunderstorms.
Yeah,
And
everyone take care of yourself. Yeah, Olivia, I hope you're having a nice day. like that you can rest. Okay, so next topic is like another one that gets me, and Rufi kind of touched on this, like inspirational disability stories. Why? Like I try to be like receptive of that, but also a lot of those are like actually harmful because it's very like, see, this person is going through something terrible and they don't complain, unlike you, like you need to be a model disabled person. And I'm like, I'm a disabled person, I don't want to be that. Like I don't want to be your inspiration, I want to be a person that you treat with respect because I deserve it, not someone that is like someone you're going to pity, you know. Let me
There is
see.
an earrings arc in the chat right now.
Thank you.
Gabby says
Wow.
she hates the disability porn. Rufy says both Rufy. Okay, this is jumping. Gabby said give them access to what they need.
Yeah.
Um, Rufy, no,
Oh,
Gabby.
where do
There's
you
still
want me
that's
to go,
part of the
Gabby?
airing act. Gabby says,
Mhm.
like people who can see, we get them glasses. Obviously, that's a generalization, but you'll get the idea.
Yeah.
April says, everyone experiences shit differently. What so and so can do does not mean that this other person can do it.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah,
Yeah. Good vibes for Olivia. Yeah, that business that
and then it's back to the earrings arc.
yeah. Yeah, thank you, everyone. These are actually quite cheap and from a local brand here, and you know what? Very comfortable. And they have like the bit on the moon is like a bit that attaches on the back. The star is the front of the earring. The moon is the back of the, and I love that style of earring. The ones that have like a thing from the back that attaches. I think they're really cool. Anyway, so what I was saying is that I feel kind of weird about those kind of posts because also they set you up as a disabled person to kind of be that person because otherwise people are going to judge you. Like if you're not this stoic person who is like suffering but can handle it, you know, people are going to judge you. This has happened to me a lot with job interviews. I mean, I am not like visibly, like you can't really tell, but like sometimes in job interviews, people can tell that I'm visually impaired, and I have to resist the urge of being like, but you know, I can still do the work. Be like, to be like, I have, um, I don't know how to explain it. I have to resist the urge to be like, well, I rose above this situation and I can actually do it. Like, pick me. I am productive anyway, despite being disabled. Like, I hate that. Like, and I usually don't say anything. I usually don't say anything because, like, is me getting a job worth throwing other disabled people under the bus? Like I know this could be silly. Like I am broke. I do need a job, but I don't want to hurt other people, even if it's unintentional or even if it's because I'm someone who has a need for something at the moment. You know. I
Start
don't know if
saying
I'm
things in
explaining
the
myself
chat.
correctly. Let me.
Why do people not want others to have things they need? Greed and power ruins everything for everyone.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
yeah,
Toya says,
absolutely.
I never thought about it that way until I realized they are still speaking about disabled individuals as if they are different and not just people. Um, Olivia says thank you to Rufy. Lacey agrees with Toya. Toya says yes, I feel like it can prevent people from actually asking for help because of the judgment. And Lacey agrees, and Rufy says like defend yourself. I think she's talking
Yeah.
about the job interview. Lacey says judgment and the fear you lose your job for needing assistance.
Mm-hmm.
Toya
Yeah, that's
says
the thing.
yes, Lacey, and Olivia says, I hate that we live in a culture where we shame people for asking for help.
Yeah. Like the only time I didn't feel like that was when I was like in my last educational experience, like when I was studying to become an executive assistant. I talked to all my professors and I explained my situation and everyone was cool with it. And I actually got help, the help that I needed to pass all my classes, you know?
Um, Lacey says, like I've had to give jobs my list of meds in case I have to be drug tested because they can
Mm-hmm.
lead to false positives. It's so invasive and uncomfortable. And Nicole says, not Nicole, April.
April.
Nicole come from. I know a few different people that have a hard time asking for help or explaining why they can't do something because of their issues. That's my
Mm-hmm.
thing. It's like, why do you have to explain?
Yeah, why do we have to explain ourselves? Like I hate that.
Emily says, wow, Lacey, that is so
Yeah, that is
invasive.
incredibly invasive. Yeah, that sucks. Oops.
Excuse me.
Mo.
I'm sorry.
It's not a stream with Mo. But you know it's okay because holding them in,
Makes you mean.
yeah, it makes you mean, yeah. Oh, that's a we made a poetry. We did a poetry. We are poets, but we didn't know it.
And I
Yeah.
backed away from the mic and everything to try and not make it, be loud.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
Avery is
Like
talking about their migraines.
yeah, like people are like, oh, but like, what is the problem? And that happened to me a lot in school. Like before, I would be like, I can't actually see, and I would have people, mostly peers, actually, more than teachers and professor, be like, you're faking it, and I was like, why would I be faking it? Like, why would I be faking something that it's like an issue for me? Like, can you see with my eyes? No.
Let me tell you, that is anybody accusing anybody of faking anything makes me just want to fight.
Yeah.
Because you know what? A certain person said, I don't have asthma, I just want attention.
Oh my God. Yeah. That is absolutely ridiculous. And that, like, that ties to what I was talking about earlier. Like, if you're like the only disabled people that people will consider are like those that are super stoic and I will do it myself and I rise above my suffering and stuff, like, and like not everyone wants to be like, no disabled people wants to be an example. They want to be,
Um,
we just want to be a person, you know.
oh, Olivia is talking about the gaslighting, and then Frog says they didn't want to share their thoughts because it's pretty dark, and um, everyone's agreeing, and Olivia says her lab mate. If
Oh
that's
my
the same
God.
lab mate you said in one of my video comments, ugh. And Lacey says, right, because faking makes life so much easier.
Yeah, like why? Like I'm like,
And Toya says,
why would I fake?
I think,
Why would I fake something that is actually like putting me in a position that is going to get me embarrassed in front of my peers anyway, because I'm going to have to like walk up to the whiteboard to read what's on there, like, you know.
Sharon says, hi, Fefy and Mo.
Hi Sharon. I'm glad you're here. So like that made me so freaking angry. Like when I tell, like I could have punched a whole bunch of people because of that. Honestly, yeah. Like honestly, like why would I fake being visually impaired? Honestly, like
It would be so exhausting to fake an illness.
that. Yeah,
Um,
it would be like putting that on 24/7.
I had a student that had to take notes from my book instead of from the board one time.
Mm-hmm.
April says, yes, it's so nice to feel like throwing up from pain when you're upright or have any level of light cause stabbing pain or be unable to put numbers in the right order in a retail job.
Yeah,
Um, Laurie says, Emily, because you're a silly woman and don't really know what's happening.
yeah,
And Taurus says, who wants to be even more vulnerable in this world? Why would you fake any of this?
yeah,
April says, seriously, some of the stuff my friends had to put up with is fucking ridiculous.
yeah,
And are now saying hi to each other.
yeah. Yeah, that happens a lot. Like Lori's comment, like that happens a lot. Like especially if you're a woman. um, um, yeah, like look, I for people who think the people who are disabled are faking it are usually people who don't want to help. Like you just don't want to help. Just say you're a terrible person and go. I don't want to see you.
Bethany says it's especially frustrating for unseen illnesses,
Yeah.
ludicrous how others treat disabilities.
Yeah, in my case my illness is both visible and invisible. Like I'm albino, but here's the thing: when I say that, I a lot of people would be like, "Oh, but you're okay though. That's just a skin and a hair color." And I was like, "Do you know me? Like that's just an appearance thing.
Um,
Tell that to
Emma,
my eyes, bitch." Like,
Emily says, Toya says it perfectly. Why would we want to be even more vulnerable out in the world, especially as a woman?
yeah,
And Sharon agrees. Toya is agreeing with Bethany. Sharon says hi to Bethany, and Toya says, if they can't see the disability, then it doesn't exist. What?
yeah, that is
It,
ridiculous.
it's way more effort to fake a disability than to just be normal, whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah,
It says, I understand that Munchausen's is a thing, but that shouldn't be the immediate assumption until everything has been ruled out.
yeah.
And then that's a mental illness that needs to be treated.
That's also an invisible disability because it's a mental illness. Yeah.
And Lacey says, I also tend to think that those numbers are inflated since doctors don't listen to people.
Yeah.
And that.
Hmm. Exactly. That's a fact. Um, so yeah, that makes me very uncomfortable, and also like every time I have to do a job interview, I have to like have that debate with myself about like how do I reply to what people are going to tell me after I tell them I'm visually impaired or after they figure it out themselves. because I don't want to be a pick me person, and then my attitude, my the way I express myself be something to confirm a harmful stereotype that people have about disabled people.
Sharon says, in the years before I got sick, I watched Disabled Pals, all women talk about this.
Yeah.
Then Irene comes in, ooh, a mosquito, and says, factitious disorder among thousands is not common enough to warrant assuming someone
Yeah.
is taking it
Mm-hmm.
over believing
Mm-hmm.
them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very like, but the statistics say, and it's like a super isolated statistic that you got from that a person got from one article from one study, but they're like, I saw it in on the internet, so it's fact, and that's incredibly messed up. Okay, so I am going to go to the next thing that I want to talk about. First of all, though, let me see. How are we on time?
It is 4:46 your time. When do you want me to give you a time check?
So we have been here for 45 minutes, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to make what's going to happen today, so I want to make it like 2 hours
Okay.
because I want to
So
have half an hour to
okay.
prepare because the thing is at 6:30 my time.
Okay. So 5 o'clock my time. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um Toya says these assholes miss out on experiencing beautiful and talented people because of this gross bias.
Yeah.
And like my brain is stuck on Nicole. I have a friend with lupus, and people in the area are just like, why can't she go out again? That's a thing.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's.
Sharon says Toya's so true. And Irene says it's okay to not have all the answers, but not to invalidate people's experience. If you don't know what's going on, do some research or find someone who might have a better idea. That's what my doctor says. Um, and Toya's ready to fight. Lacey's fighting with her. And Lacey says Irene is going to be the bestest doctor to ever doctor. I
Yes.
appreciate you.
Yes. We love
Yes.
you, Irene. You're great. You are amazing, Irene. We love you. Okay, so the next one is going to be a bit of a hot topic. And I'm probably going to have to trigger warn peeps. If you have an eating disorder, uh, proceed with caution to the next subject. Before and after pictures. Who invited that to the party? Why? I hate it so much.
April says, I do want to fight them. The absolute disregard for it makes me so mad. I couldn't imagine dealing with it, and I don't suffer even a quarter as much.
Oh.
Toya agrees that Irene is so special. Irene says, I cry now.
Mm-hmm.
Olivia says, April, respect someone's boundaries. Lupus is a nasty autoimmune disease. Your own immune system is literally fighting you.
Yeah.
Irene says, I hate before and after pictures so much. Um, Frogs is asking what kind of pictures, and April says, I fucking hate before and after, and most of them are just lighting and posing. Oof, Lacey answered the thing.
Yeah.
Um, and then Emily said they can die in a fire, big dumpster fire, and Lacey says, yeah.
Yeah, all of them freaking suck because like I am going to give like there are two types of before and after pictures now that I see like that are very prevalent. The usual ones are the ones you're probably thinking about, which are the weight loss ones. But also there's a thing in on the eating disorder community in which they will do recovery before and after pictures.
Oh,
And those
absolutely.
are and those are just as harmful, if not more, than the ones for weight loss. So I am going to mommy's having an argument with sheep. I'm sorry. So
I ended up in a YouTube hole where people were doing accusing random people on the internet of having eating disorders and doing before
oh
and after
god,
pictures of them without their consent. It was like,
oh my
what?
god, yeah, that is absolutely freaking ridiculous.
Yes, people are not thinking lupus is real.
Mommy
And
is here.
Olivia is saying that she's a scientist and she knows and lupus is
Mhm.
real.
Oh
Um,
well, we don't talk about numbers in this household because that's triggering.
yes. Yes. Okay.
Mommy wants
And
to paint
Toya is
her
saying no
Mommy
mo, and
wants
I
to
don't
paint
remember
her
what I
nails,
said.
and she's asking me where the nail polish remover is. I think she left it on the bathroom. She's going to have to look for it herself though, because I am busy. um, yeah. Also, here's the thing though.
Oh,
People are yeah. That's freaking the thing, Olivia. The thing you just said, like that is absolutely disgusting. It was awful. Here's the thing though. The ones about weight loss, when it's like a positive thing and like, look at me, I am so inspirational, and people are like, oh my god, congratulations, you're such an inspiration, blah 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 blah. They'll be like, they will show the picture of them before, and they will be like, my life was so bad, no one liked me, I was so unhappy, blah 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 blah. And then they will be like, well, my after self is like, I am happy now, everyone treats me well, I'm dating someone, like I got a new job, blah blah blah. And I'm like, there's a problem with that. You know why you were so unhappy when you were in your before picture? Because society will treat you like crap. How you looked in your before picture, that's not a oh, losing weight is the solution to all my problems thing. It's a society is it's super fat phobic and fucked up thing. So like, realize why people treat you better now. Realize why you're happy now. You're happy now because all the fat phobic pieces of shit now see you as a person and they didn't before. Where's the inspirational thing about that when it's a reflection of society being super disgusting? Let me that one. Yeah,
I am
that was
muted.
me for a long time.
Uh,
Lazy.
yes, people are still talking about the things. Um,
Yeah.
and Laurie shared a very sad story about people asking if her mom was proud of weight loss, but she was not well.
Oh my god, that is awful. I'm so sorry, Lori.
And then everybody's asking why people are trash.
Yeah. Now, as a counter, let me see another. Yeah,
Nobody wants you to preach about society treating you better when you're thinner.
yeah, yeah. I absolutely hate that because like the people that who are doing this don't understand that that's why society is treating you better. Oh God, I have a hiccup. Oh my God, yes. That is absolutely terrible. Same. I hate shopping for clothes. That's because brands don't have inclusive enough sizing, like, and that's an issue.
So sorry, I got distracted. I got some good news in an email for my menstrual health advocacy work.
I am happy for you, Mo. It's okay. Happy distractions are good distractions. So, another side of this is what I was going to say, which I don't know if you see this, like, but as someone who is in recovery for an eating disorder, I see this a lot because on Instagram, on my other Instagram, I follow a lot of recovery related accounts, and obviously, I am followed the people who are doing that, who are doing this particular thing, but I know of it. I have seen it, and it's eating disorder recovery before and afters. Like, and yeah, that has, in theory, a positive message of like, I was doing bad things to myself in the name of looking a certain way, and now I might not have the ideal body anymore, but I'm feeling better. So like I understand the sentiment at least. However, that is very harmful to be put out on the internet, especially if your account is related to eating disorder, because people who still haven't recovered still have a warped perception of their own body. And they might see your before picture as inspiration. So you have to be extremely careful.
Oh,
Oh my God, yes.
um,
I am
yes.
tired of cheetah print and leopard print, honestly. Yeah,
Um, she said, "Can you compartmentalize the before picture? I can't follow those
yeah, I
accounts."
can't. Yeah, I can't do that either. And a lot of people, and I'm glad that the people who I follow call that out because it can be very harmful and like celebrate the fact that you are doing better now. But there are other ways to do it. You don't have to. You don't have to use your. You don't have to show your body every time. Like if you are sharing a message of living a good life, it's more important than what your body looks like and stuff like that. Don't make the message about your body. Don't center your body around the thing.
Olivia says, "Honestly, seeing fat women love themselves has helped me confront my own fat phobia. Also, plus, whatever the fashion industry calls plus size is a lie."
In my country, plus size is smaller than me. I am tired.
And everybody agrees. April says, "I constantly fight myself about my own fat phobia, both towards myself and others."
Yeah, it's a process and it's a long and difficult one. Sometimes you don't even cut, like, sometimes even I do it and I catch myself like way past way after the fact, and it's important to check yourself.
Sharon says, "Less weight, lower numbers do not equal health." And
Yeah,
April says, "And how much of the hate towards myself is because of outside influence and how much is from myself?"
yeah, like you have to measure that, and like that's what I was saying with the weight loss pictures. Like I was so unhappy, blah 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 blah. Yeah, you were unhappy because people were being trashy and fatphobic towards you, and you had to do a whole bunch of stuff to get them to stop, basically.
Frog said, I used to think it was a goal to go back to my old size, but then my friend asked if I was healthy then. It made me realize that size was the result of bad times, and if having that body meant feeling that bad again, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Um, and Lacey says, you don't look sick on Instagram. Really put that into perspective for me.
Yeah, that's they're amazing. And also, like, I relate a lot because people refuse me treatment because I didn't look sick. So that situation irks me, and that's why, like, I very very sadly, like, with all the pain in my heart, I had to unfollow friends who are still stuck, like, in the middle of, they haven't make it to recovery yet, sadly. And I hope that they will one day, but the things they post on their social media are highly triggering for me, so I had to cut ties.
Oh, Rufy says, is that a hashtag or an account?
Let me see if I can. Oh no, this computer is misbehaving. I don't think it can do two things at the same time. I think it's too hot.
This one cannot do two things at the same time.
it's an account. I was trying to look it up so I could share, but it's stuck. Charged, but the page is stuck loading. Sadly.
Okay. Let's see if I can pull it up for you.
Yeah, like the whole. I am going to be happier. No, you're not. If you don't treat the actual problem. No, you're not.
When my clients say I want to lose weight and I tell them why, they often look at me like I'm very confused, and I'm like, well, why? Why? And so, they're like, don't you know why? I'm like, no, I don't. Why? If it's something like my back hurts, well, let's work on the back. My knee hurts, let's work on
Yeah,
the knee, you
yeah.
know?
That's why going to the doctor, you're fat in any way, or if they consider you overweight, it's a pain in the ass because you go with a broken arm, and the doctor is like, "Have you tried being skinny about it?" And you have to be like, "That's not why I'm here, though. I am here because I thought you could help, but since you can't." And by the way, that's actually what health at every size means. Like, someone, another influencer on another podcast, one time, I am not going to name names, but the people who were there are going to recognize it immediately, said, well, I think health at every size is bullshit because not every size is healthy. That's not what it means. Health at every size is, the goal of it is for every size to get comprehensive and compassionate healthcare, regardless of size. Doesn't mean that everyone is healthy, because a lot of us have a lot of illnesses and stuff, and we know that. But when I go to the doctor, I want to be treated for that instead of being put on a diet. Thank you, Ruthie.
I'm trying to find it, but there's a few different you don't look six on Instagram. Yes, there's too many.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I was going to say, like, I was going to ask if you could put it here, but I don't know if, yeah. Sometimes I forget. Give me a second, everyone. I'm going to turn off the camera a little bit because I need to do some adjustments here. But I am glad.
Laurie says, I refuse to let them take my weight at the doctor, or if they insist, just not tell me what it is. It's just upsetting. And I'm
Mhm.
pretty okay with being fat. And since we apparently lost Fefy,
I am
I
here. I had to
oh,
turn off
okay.
the camera a second. Okay.
I used to do the same thing when I was really skinny because people would accuse me of having an eating disorder, and I'm like, no, I don't. And they'd accuse me of being in denial about having an eating
Yeah,
disorder.
judging people because of their body or their face or whatever, like appearance related, is not. It's not it. It's not the move. You know what? I am going to. I This is not in my notes, but I'm going to add an extra thing. The extra thing I want to add is I am a tiny volcano of rage. Every single time someone posts a picture of a celebrity without makeup, and people are like, oh my God, they are so brave going outside without makeup. And I'm like, brave for what? Like, did they rescue someone without makeup? Like, are they a firefighter now or something? Like, what do you mean brave?
Not yet, huh?
Like, did are they going to fight a bear with their bare hands, or because they're not wearing makeup? Like,
Do you remember when the like no makeup selfie was a thing like 2 years ago or last year or whenever?
mm-hmm. Yeah, wasn't that this year?
There was
There have
one
been.
this year. There was one this year, but there was one last year too when all the celebrities did it. Um
Yeah, like I am. That has happened a whole bunch of times. They're like, "Oh my God, you are so brave for putting yourself out there without makeup," and I'm like, did did this person rescue a child from a burning building right after? Why are you calling them brave? Yeah, it's always, honestly, Emily, it's always.
Emily says, I'm jaded at the fakeness of no makeup selfies or the applaud for nothing. And Lacey says, my face is brave. And Laurie says, me too, Emily. And Rufi's laughing.
Yeah. Also, it's always about the fact that, like, it's okay. You're beautiful anyway. But, like, why do you have to be beautiful 24/7? You don't know that to anyone. Like, let us be potatoes once in a while.
Potatoes are beautiful too.
Yeah,
That's that.
potatoes are beautiful and delicious in their own way, but, like, you don't know anyone to be a beautiful potato either. Like, once again, yeah, yes, give us nothing. Oh my God, yes, absolutely, Olivia, you're right. Yeah, I mentioned this the other day when we were on the Discord. I think it was on voice chat. Like there was this girl I used to be friends with. She's no longer a friend, so I'm happy about that. And she and I was starting to do makeup, and I really love makeup. Like for me, makeup is like my meditation type time of the day, you know. Um, and she was like, I don't know why people wear makeup. Like I don't need to wear makeup. I am beautiful enough to be a trophy wife. And I was like, and that's relevant how? Like you're going to put me down and rave about your natural beauty for what? Like what is the reason for that? Explain.
Um, Olivia says, most days I don't wear makeup, but I also recognize I am blessed to have good skin according to society.
Yeah.
Fefy's face is saying, but are you though? Are you beautiful enough to be a trophy?
Like, I don't want to judge people for their appearance, but Emily, you might be onto something here. Like, her thing was to put everyone down, especially me. So I'm like, I don't know why I'm charitable enough to not completely bash her, but like for me, the thing that irks me the most was like her behavior and the way she spoke. Like, I am not like other girls. I don't wear makeup. Like, I don't need makeup to be beautiful. Like, yeah, she was a jealous bitch. Hence, why I decided to kick her out of my life because I don't want that negativity in my life. Like if you don't think if you don't think like if you think I don't look good, keep that to yourself. I don't need to hear it. Um yeah, that is like something that also annoys me because it's very the whole rave if you don't wear makeup. It's either, oh my god, this person is so beautiful, like uh unlike these other heathens who wear makeup, or this person is actually ugly without makeup, but they're being very brave by not wearing it. And I'm like, people can't win. Let us be. Stop commenting on our appearance. Yeah, yeah. I want to have shiny sparkles on my face. Shiny sparkles are beautiful. Yeah, I have had many of like I don't want to sound like that girl who is like, because I have plenty of friends, many more that I love and they love me, and they're amazing people, like both online and off. But in in every stage of my life, I have had at least one friend who is that friend. And now that I'm older, I kick them out of my life sooner. Honestly, yeah. 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 Like, oh, I had a very brief a very brief moment of that. It wasn't. It wasn't good. Yeah, iconic. Honestly, Ruthie, they are iconic and fabulous. Yeah, like you can be like, "Wow, you're doing so great. I'm kind of jealous," and leave it at that. Instead of being like, "Oh, this person is doing great, so I'm going to find every little thing to put them down." Like, don't be YouTube comments at other people. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Every time a girl realizes that I'm not that other girl's is bullshit, an angel gets their wings. I think Mo is doing the things and the stuff. I am drinking a lot of water because I can't even begin to express how hot this room is. This is going to continue to happen because I don't have air conditioner in this room and I can't afford it. So then
I am back.
I'll go to mommy's room later to be in the AC when I have to have that conversation that I'm going to have later. Um,
Sharon has the sermon.
yeah,
Oh,
this is
Sharon said, plus our bodies are containers for our souls, so no matter what we look like, we are still who we are, if that makes any sense.
yeah,
Yes.
it absolutely makes sense, Sharon, and it's a beautiful
April
sentiment.
says, right after high school and it went away.
Yeah, the not like other girls' face. We were talking about that.
I was being my aunt's secretary. Her package delivered, and I get the emails, and I told her, and she was very happy because it's raining and windy, and the guy didn't ring the doorbell, and it could have fallen where he put it.
Yeah,
Um, Sharon says the things on the stuff band name.
yeah, probably.
April says, I used to take a top sheet, put it in the washer on rinse, then pull it over me to cool off. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
And then she says, oh, shoot, mail.
mail. Yeah, the mail is very important. So, since this one that I said was an addition, I'm going to go back to my notes now and see the next one. Ooh, this is personal to me as well. Another thing that is also a tiny volcano of rage on me waiting to happen are those articles, videos, news stories, you name it. There, every piece of media has this. The whole we disagree, but we're still friends. But you disagree about actually serious stuff. Oh God, I have to blow my nose. I think I have a. I'm sorry, everyone. Allergies, many of them.
April says, no new mugs, waiting on Emily and Audra's.
Ooh. Okay, so what I was saying, those news articles or like whatever, like usually it's like on Twitter and stuff. Like it's like these two people disagree about something that is actually important, but they're still friends. And I'm like, you're not disagreeing about pineapple on pizza. You're disagreeing about human rights. What the fuck? Like, why are why are you still friends with this person?
Screw allergies. Sorry you're struggling. Lacey said nope. Olivia
Yeah.
says disagree about politics. Look at us being mature adults. I need them to STFU. And Lacey says kick rocks.
Yeah.
And April says I have so many of those on my Facebook because so many of my family members are Trump supporters and I hate it.
Yeah, like if still communicated with a if still communicating with a person who wants me or my friends dead is being a mature adult, I rather be an immature person. Like I rather be childish, but actually give a fuck about people who are suffering,
Um,
instead of being like, oh well, I'll keep my friend. Your friend is trash.
Sharon says I love the pineapple on pizza metaphor.
I was going to say cake versus pie, but there's no way to stop these children from from fighting. Yeah,
Lacey
block
says
but
block button is my favorite thing.
yeah, the block button is the best invention. Like it's the best thing since sliced bread. Debate the wall if you don't agree.
Um,
um,
Laurie says articles always ask stuff like how do you deal with friends who are voting for Trump? I have no friends who would vote for Trump. I would drop any of them in a minute if this was true. Um,
how do you deal? How do you deal with friends who are voting for Trump? Well, I would take care of it and make it look like an accident. Allegedly. That's how I deal with those people.
um, all this does, I lost it, is to clarify who I am not going to go to for help, insight, etc.
Yeah, yeah.
Lacey said, or mute if you don't want the drama, I guess. But I thrive on confronting assholes. And
Go
then Lacey
lazy.
says, pie versus cake for the win! Sharon says, yes. April says, I just mute them. They know I'm a liberal snowflake. Um,
We love snowflakes. They're beautiful.
Emily says, you don't. They're not my friends.
Yeah, yeah. They're not. If they don't want you alive in this world, they're not your friends. And they're going to
Uh,
be like, and you tell them that, and they're going to be like, no, but you're like different. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about being different. I care about other people. Shut up.
April says, my friends are not voting for Trump. People I know may vote for him, but they are not
Yeah.
friends. Sharon says, friend don't let friends vote for Cheeto.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say Cheeto. Ruby said, you made me spit my water. Olivia says, my sister with her Trump loving friend, she really thought she would change her mind too.
Yeah, that is like, yeah, like here's the thing. The framing on these stories is like the power of friendship, or like love conquers all, or whatever. And I'm like, here's the thing. That people is not worth it. Like that people is not worth your friendship. They are not worth your love, because they don't care about you. They don't care about people who look like you. They don't care about people who are struggling with the same things that you are struggling. I don't understand. Also, with husbands and wives, you could be like, oh, well, we are married. Like this usually happens with straight couples. That's why I am saying it like this. Like, well, we're married, but my spouse is a Trump supporter, and I'm not. Like, I am not, but I have to. But we're together, so like you can say you don't support him, but yeah, but by um by still staying with this person and like tolerating their garbage, you're endorsing it either way. That's all I'm going to say because I don't want to get on another subject, but that's all I'm going to say. I want you to keep that in mind, everyone. If someone is like, well, I am married to a Trump supporter, but I'm not one. Hmm. Be alert. Yeah, if love conquered all, they wouldn't vote for like the most hateful people person in the world. Yeah. Also,
I'm here talking and I'm muted.
yeah,
Uh,
I
Sharon
figured.
says, why do we think we can change people though? They can only change if they have slash want to. I sometimes wonder if this is a thing for women. Do men deal with this urge? If they actually followed Jesus' teachings the way they claim, they wouldn't vote for Trump.
Absolutely. Yes.
I'm not going to get started on that. I will
Also, I am
educate.
going to, also let me go back to Sharon for a second. Yeah, this is definitely a thing for women. This is definitely a thing for straight women, especially because they're like, because of the whole woman as an example of virtue. You have to be a mother, you have to be nurturing or whatever. It has to do with that. Okay, now.
Um, I will educate my family as much as possible because it is my responsibility as a ULS. ULS. Oh my god, that's funny. But I don't have the patience. It's very thin as it is with them. So randoms on IG I went to high school with can fuck all the way
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Like, I don't want to talk to those people, honestly.
It's when they say, well, I don't agree with everything he does.
Yeah, but you're endorsing it. If you're still with that person, you're endorsing it. I'm sorry.
Um, hey, Christine is here.
Hey,
Um,
Christine.
she says cis het men went to prove they're right.
Yeah,
Um,
always.
they say I like his policies on on money or whatever the fuck.
Oh, the whole but the economy thing, and like, you're broke and you're like, but the economy, like, fuck off.
I tried to confront a pastor about the love your neighbor stuff, and he literally said, "But not that neighbor." Lost all respect for the church.
Yeah, I would have walked out, honestly. Yeah, and the way he's been managing the economy, it is fucking trash. Like, what are you even saying? Oh my god. Yeah. I have thoughts on that, but it would mean me delving into very, very painful childhood history, and I don't know if I can do that. So, but yeah, I have thoughts on that.
It's like some people don't understand that politics is real and who you vote for has big consequences on the world and your life.
Oh yeah, and when they're like, but I don't care about politics, and I'm like, you're a person in a society. Everything is politics.
The rich people might be making money, but no one I know is making money.
Oh, but you see, they are like, oh, well, if people are getting super rich, maybe one day I will be like them because of the ridiculous American dream nonsense. And I'm like, how? Like, you're never going to get to that amount of wealth. You're never going to do that. Get with the team that can actually help you. Come on.
Toya says frogs they don't care as long as they thrive.
Mm-hmm.
And Lacey says the term "you-less" is from Free Token Brown Girls on IG. And Christine says, for some people, it's only about owning their lives and feeling powerful. That's it. Can't get through to these folks.
Yeah.
Frog says, I've seen people who are like, might vote for the evil party just for fun.
Yeah, like, let's see what that annoys me. That annoys the fuck out of me. Like, when they're like, oh, well, I hate them, but let's see what happens. And you don't understand that there are people who are in actual danger. Your idea of fun is ridiculous. Yeah, but like the whole the person can disagree with me on fundamental stuff, and we can still be friends. Thing, like, gets me because, okay, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to reapply lipstick though. Let me tell you what I'm going to do today and why this is on my mind. I have a call in a bit with a terrible biphobic friend I am going to break up with. I'm going to kick her out of my life because she doesn't respect me as a person, and I am tired because this already happened to me. There was this guy. He was friends with my best friend, and therefore became my friend. And he ended up being super trashy to my best friend as well. So she ditched him. But before, when we were hanging out together, he knows that I'm bi, and he gave me like and he gave me the whole, I am religious, so I respect you, but I don't agree with your lifestyle nonsense.
Oh no, he did
And
not.
I was like, bitch, what lifestyle? Like, why do you always say that? Like, talking here like I am, well, you know what? The bi agenda is every day, but like, why do you even say that? Like, here's the thing, bro. You have the hots for my best friend. You come on to her every single time you two are together. You have tried to kiss her like 100 million times, even though she doesn't want you to. And you're still posting on Facebook about how much you love your girlfriend who lives in the South and is not aware of any of this.
Oh yeah.
How's that for a lifestyle I don't agree with? Let me tell you
Yes.
something about Let me tell you something about I don't agree with your lifestyle. I don't agree with that shit. And you're doing it. So like,
The
don't
chat
come to me with I don't agree with your lifestyle. All I want to do is be respected by other people.
the chat is with you. Laurie says, "Good for you. I hope your friend doesn't make it too ugly." Lacey says, "I will happily push the bi agenda." Sharon says, "Oh, I am a tiny volcano of rage." April says, "Bi agenda for the win." Lacey says, "Antifa and bi agenda for the win." Toya
Yes.
says, "Oh hell no, ew, that's trash. I'm so sorry." and biphobic and a creep.
Yeah, yeah, like, and he was like the typical like, but these people are flaunting their lifestyle, and I'm like, you're out here being a whole creep, and you're going to talk shit about gay people and by like, why? Like, what is your reasoning for that? What are
Oh
you
my
even
god.
doing? Like,
Do you want me to tell you a story about how I told one person that they were um off because they were talking about a gay person in church in the choir, and
ooh,
and
do
I was
tell,
like,
because
okay,
maybe I
so
can take some pointers from you for the conversation I'm going to have later, you know?
she's Catholic, so she's Catholic, and she was going on and on about how this one person is gay, and the person is in the youth group, and the person is in the choir, and that's nasty. And I'm like, hold up. So just because you know the person is, have you seen said gay person with a boyfriend? No. Have you seen them holding hands in public or in the church functions with another man? No, I don't think they're actually in a relationship. So you're telling me that this person is gay and they're not in a relationship. Do you go for communion? Well, of course I do. I go every Sunday. I said, but hold up. You and your baby daddy live together in a house and y'all are not married and y'all have a whole 2 year old, so which one of y'all is the sinner now? Because by right, he can go get as much communion as he wants, and you can't. Because let me tell you, according to the laws, the same laws that you agreed to, if a gay man has sex with another gay man and they're not married, and you, a straight woman, has sex with a straight man, it's the same sin. And she looked at me and she goes, no, being gay is worse. And I went, how? And she's like, well, I just think so. And she walks away. I'm like, well, I hope you don't take communion on Sunday and leave the gay person alone. And I said
Oh my
that in a
god,
staff room
Mo.
full of teachers. And we wonder why they didn't like me, because I didn't even know the person she was talking about.
Yeah,
But I
like,
knew her, and
I'm
she's
telling,
not
like,
a nice person.
this guy tried to, but the Bible says me, while trying to get himself a mistress. Like,
What does the Bible say about a mistress?
no, but like he was like, oh no, but like I disagree with your lifestyle because the Bible said blah 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 blah, blah, while at the same time trying to trying to get my friend to be with him, even though he has a girlfriend that for years, like, that he claims to love so much, and he writes, I love my girlfriend's post on Facebook. Like, you want to cheat on someone, and you're telling me like you're going to be a cheater. That's a sin
No, you
in a
should have
time
been
of
like,
faith. Like,
Fefy, you need to be using that line on him, but I do not agree with your lifestyle, sir.
yeah, I told him that. Like,
You're right.
I called him out.
Laurie says she needs me a knife to take care of a nasty cis hetman. Knife,
Yeah,
you have been summoned.
yeah. I am knife, so it's okay. I like I was like, what we're going to do now is we're going to call whole man disposal services.
Audra's in the chat. Audra says these people out here with two children out of wedlock, two different fathers, living with a new man, like being gay is a sin.
Oh my god, yeah, and like, and not only that, but like judging other women who are doing the same thing, but they're not loud about it.
And Olivia
Yeah,
says
lying
a creep
is a
and a
sin.
liar.
Yeah,
Lying is also.
that's why when people tell me that I have to forgive those who wrong me, I'm like, you know what? I can't do that because I don't feel it in my heart. And as a Catholic, I can't do that because lying is a sin. If I were like, oh yeah, I forgive you, and I didn't mean it, that would be a sin. And like later on, like when I get to the pearly gates, they're going to be like, no, you're going to have to be in purgatory because you were a lying binge. I don't want that for me. Like,
Audra says, like lower down, she says, "Hi y'all, I'm often lurking in these chats."
yeah. Hey,
Also,
Audra, I'm glad you're here.
Audra's like, "No, no, no, I'm gonna unlurk to come back," and Audra has reactivated lurk mode. Toya says, also committing adultery all throughout the church and telling people they're going to hell. Nah, you first.
Yeah, yeah. Lurk mode.
April says, Audra, I posted about some fingerless gloves in the Discord.
Ooh, I like fingerless gloves.
And Olivia says you don't have to forgive anybody who doesn't want to change.
Yeah, like for me, if people are like, but they say they were sorry, I'm like, okay, they said they were sorry. Did they do something to prove that they're sorry? No.
I had a conversation with a doctor in the last menstrual advocacy talk I did, and she
Mhm.
explained forgiveness as not like being friends with the person or stuff like that. She's like, you forgive the person and you move on. You don't let them back into your life. And I was like, that's the kind of forgiveness I can get with, but people want you to forgive people and be friends with them.
Yeah, look, my thing is I just move on. I
No,
just move
she
on.
says,
I don't have a big weight on my shoulders or whatever. Like, no,
oh,
I just move on.
that's what she says forgiveness is. When you don't have a weight on your shoulders and you move on. That's all that's forgiveness. She says that is what forgiveness is. And I was like, that's not what
Like,
all the other
like
people say.
I could see that, but that's not usually what those people want. What those people want is to go back in your life so they can continue treating you like crap. It's a manipulation tactic, and I'm not here for it. Like, especially if you haven't made any steps to become a better person.
Um
What
they're
time
talking
is it, by
about
the way? Huh?
they they're talking about the fingerless gloves, and then April says if people f you over, I move on by not ever acknowledging their existence ever
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
I do.
This is what I plan to do today, by the way. But I
And
wanted to have the conversation.
Sharon comes in with a whole Bible verse about people eating and about how God, you shouldn't judge other people. I need a bathroom break.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Mo. Yeah. I'm also like bye bitch. Like that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do today. Because like I'm sorry, but it needs to happen. Like my friends know this has been a thing weighing on me. Like this person I am going to cut out of my life today officially has been not only incredibly biphobic towards me, but also towards another person I care about very much. And you know what? I'm tired. I am this other person is like not in the right place right now with her life to like to be the one to have the conversation. So I am going to do it. I am going. It's very hard though because it's hard for me. Um, I am that person who will go to war for my friends first and then for myself, and sometimes not even for myself. Um, I have been talking about like I don't care what the hell happens to me. I care more about what happens to my friends. This is a combination of both of them, but I have to say I am nervous. I know what I'm going to say though, so I need to let it happen and then close that chapter of my life and move on because this person has not only been affecting me, she has been affecting other people, and it's time that she gets called out on it and that she's out of my life for good. Toya, you're like the nicest person ever. So if so, I have been said it. I have said this before, and I will say it again. When you don't like someone, it's because that person is actual garbage. Exactly. Cutting someone out from your life is protecting yourself. Yeah. 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 Like, they're like, we get so many mixed messages about how we should handle relationships, and that messes us up. Mess, messes up everyone, every single one of us. Thank you, Emily. Yeah. hmm Like, I'm Catholic. I go to church. I have mentioned this before. Like, I'm a religious person. But, like, the whole forgiveness thing is kind of weird. Oh, wow. What are my banks do? What are my banks doing? Yeah. Thank you. Your support means everything to me. I am so glad that you're here for me. It makes me really happy.
The eyes are back.
Welcome
Ruthie,
back, guys.
Ruthie says, okay, you moved on.
Oh
There
no,
are some, yes, Toya, you trust yourself. You, who cares what other people say? You are an excellent judge of character.
Toya is a fantastic judge of character. Like, if Toya tells me so and so is bad news, I'm like, you know what? Toya's right. Like, we were talking about this. Mo, you said that on the Discord. Like, believe black women when they don't like someone.
Yep. Sharon says there are some truly insightful and amazing people in LGG. Blue
Yeah,
Heart.
I am a better person for being part of this community. Honestly.
Toya says it hurts too much to keep them there, allowing them to harm your spirit.
Yeah.
Ruby says you are one of them, Sharon. And Toya says yes, Sharon. Thankful for everyone here. And Sharon says, "Oh, thank you. I've learned so much from you all and appreciate everyone." Sharon, you are amazing. Forcing
Yeah.
someone to forgive can be like placing the responsibility on them to solve the problem.
Yeah, it's the whole like, if you treat them the way that they treated you, you are as bad as them. Both sides nonsense. Like, the whole both sides are bad ridiculousness. That's why I'm so annoyed by the whole like, we disagree but we still can be friends, because it usually stems from that, and it's incredibly annoying.
Hold on. I'm not sure what Laurie was saying to Toya. Who did you tell that I was a bad person? I don't know if I missed something. Um, Toya's right. Band name Love Train for LGG. The best people I've ever met. Um, Lacey says nah. April
Yeah.
says this community has taught me so much and also been so much fun. And Sharon says yes.
Yeah, so that's another thing. Ah, but you're not bad. Oh my god. Yeah. So
Time check. It is 10 minutes to 6 o'clock your time.
ooh, can I fit the last topic in, because it's important? Or, Mo, you know what we're going to do? I am going to send you the final notes, and maybe we can fit that particular topic on the one on the podcast that we're going to talk that you're going to be not just eyes but also a guest on, in
And
which we're going to talk about toxic positivity.
speaking about that podcast,
Mm-hmm.
I was doing a similar thing on my channel, but my guest could had to come earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So it relates to your topic today as well.
Mm-hmm.
Diane Bondi, y'all remember her
Ooh.
from the last time?
Oh yes, I'm
She's co-
excited that you're
she's
going to have
coming
her.
back and
Mm-hmm.
she's going to talk about all the dangerous, and we're going to talk about all the dangerous fitness trends.
Ooh.
Like toxic positivity a little bit, but also things like, the teas, the diets, because I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if you know, she also
Mm-hmm.
had an eating disorder.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's also, we're going to have all of this great stuff. And when she
Ooh,
comes
I'm
on,
excited for happy
and then,
holidays.
and then when she comes on, then we'll go to you the next week. We're going to have so much fun. So yes, I will be not just eyes but also guest in one of these podcasts. And then we can rant up, and I can rant with Fefy.
Yeah, but like this one is more about like, yeah, the last point was like about using people who are not living the same lifestyle as you as an example of like how you can do that too, because
Oh,
it makes no
yes,
sense.
yes, 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 yes. We'll
The
talk
whole
about that.
you have as many hours on the day as this person who is a millionaire, like. So
And
yeah,
that's how we,
I definitely want to expand on that, but I don't have. I'm sorry, I am so
that
stuffy.
they say, look at so and so, such a great mom. How does she do it? And she has three nannies, a cook, a housekeeper, a driver, a personal
Yeah,
assistant, and you're like trying to compare to yourself with your three children and no one.
yeah. The whole you just have to manage your time, but like if your commute alone is 4 hours a day, you don't have time to manage.
Oh my god. Oh my god. April is triggered. The pills, the powders, the apps.
Yeah, it is terrible. Yeah, I am really looking forward to that. Live, Mo.
I was actually going to post in Discord for people to give me some thoughts, because I generally just, I am blessed to not have any eating disorder type thing, but I try to also not see those things in my media consumption. So I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
think
need
it's
y'all's help to tell
important.
me about
Yeah,
some of the things.
it's important to talk about that. Like, of course, you have to be careful because it could be triggering. But 1 second.
5 minutes.
Yeah. So I think this has been a really good episode. I am really excited for the conversation that we've been having, and you definitely made me feel better. And now I'm invigorated to go do the thing and take back control of my life and not let people pull bullshit on me.
Yes, I have to go.
Yeah. Okay, Mo. I'm going. You can go now. You can stop being nice now. Thank you for being my eyes. Yeah, I am going to do the thing. I might talk about it later. I am really happy to have you all. I am really happy that we can have these conversations sometime once a week. Like sometimes I'm going to come here with lighter topics and stuff, but I think it's important to talk about the many ways in which society messes with us. So I am so happy to have had this conversation with all of you. I love you all. Thank you for being so supportive. Let me see if I can. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm probably going to talk about that. Yeah. I love Beyonce, but that's true. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's because I brushed them. Oh, no, yeah, the episodes keep getting better and better. Yeah, because you help a lot. You all help a lot by being very supportive and by being like, oh, have you seen this subject from this other side? Like sometimes I have the bullet point, and you're like, but wait, I saw this someplace else. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me let shit out and distress because I am stressed. I know I'm going to do well, but I'm freaking out either way. Yeah. Thank you all. I'm going to have your good thoughts in my heart, and I know I'm not going to feel alone when the conversation happens. So I'll see you later. I have no idea what we're going to talk about next week. If anyone has a suggestion, you know where to find me, many places. So I will see you here next week, and I hope we can talk about one more thing. Bye, everyone.